Here we go. 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 I am a big ball. I am a big ball of energy. I'm a big ball of energy, synergy. So much to do, so little time, not enough hours in the day. God bless you all. How y'all doing? Hello, social media. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello to you all over the world. Bernadette Scott, you seem to be new. God bless you. How you doing? Shaney is on here. Patricia Frank, God bless you all. Stacy Ann, it's good to see you. Sandra Perryman, you got a little 7-year-old running around. Happy birthday to her. God bless you. Fairy Dennis, good morning to you. Studs Swartz is on here. J Love, God bless you. Andrea Holmes, God bless you. God bless you. Anaya Edwards, I love these new names. God bless you all. To each and every one of you, I want you to have a watch party right now. Malik Ford is on here. God bless you. How you doing? How is everything? Miss Johnny Smith Lucas is on here. God bless you. Renee Pugh, Renee Poe. Renee P from South Carolina. God bless you. How you doing? I want you guys to start a watch party right now. Eric Williams is on here. Marcelyn Gibson is on here. God bless you. Corey Page, what's going on? How you doing? Where's Michelle, the assistant pastor of Unity Church Charlie? Listen, I have the Loch Ness Monster. I discovered Bigfoot. I discovered a diamond in the rough. My husband, that's right. He is the most amazing man in the world. He is the only good man on the planet. I got him. I'm quite sure that there's a whole bunch of them out there looking for you, and a whole lot of wonderful women looking for you. I hope that you guys can recognize that God is doing a new thing in the earth with this whole dynamic of love, and you guys are part of it. Whoo! The color ministry. Tim, what's up? Any baby yet? God bless you. Yes, I got a little color going on, a little color girl for hire. God bless you all. Everyone under the sound of my voice. Kelly Crook is on here. God bless you, Chris. God bless you. Sabrina is on here. Gloria Thompson, Terry, what's going on? Internet, what's up? How's the arm going? How are you? Rose Lewis, God bless you. To each and every one of you under the sound of my voice. This beat right here, I want to say this beep is for the international followers. I spoke to CCM Israel. That's right. CCM Israel. CCM Israel is watching. You are from overseas, over yonder, from another country. Things are happening over where you is, and we don't know. And so CCM Israel, CCM South Africa is on here. CCM North Korea, CCM North America, South America, CCM all over the world. I want to give that beat to you because you guys, this movement is internationally known. So I thank God for the 1,486 people who is under the sound of my voice. Darian L. O'Neill, God bless you all. I want to say let's go, let's go, let's go. Happy birthday to everyone that's celebrating a birthday. Did you guys get your email? Thursday, it's about to go down. Veronica Best Rufus, it's about to go down. Everyone knows that I'm very different, I'm very innovative, and I'm very creative. And I'm going to say this before you log on Thursday. Whew. I thank God someone there says congratulations 2 more times. Thank you for that. You cannot replicate one real love to the anointing of God and what he gives you. And so God has given me a very creative way to do things, and I'm so glad that he gave my husband the most innovative, creative love that we both meshed together in Eureka. Here we go. So many wonderful things are happening to Apostle Fred and I, and you guys are going to stay tuned. I'm going to make you part of it. Emmanuel Doctor says I'm ready for the word, so let's go. Mika Ford said she's ready. Cassandra Sampson, Pastor Clay, God bless you. Let's go to the word of God. Bridget, what's going on? So to all of you, to all my little beep beeps, if you're in the back seat, let me give you a little beep, because you guys been sitting in front of a screen, and I know good and well that you guys are coming out of it very soon. First Kings, can you do that? Get your coffee, teas, and get me, and let's go to the word of God, to the best. I have the most amazing church on the planet with my husband, Unity Church Charlotte. We're located at 2818 Queen City Drive. This Wednesday, we will not be having Bible study. I've got to say it. We will not be having Bible study this Wednesday because we've got something very important we're going to show you guys. Let's go to the word of God. Let's go to 1 Kings 17. Hey, there we go. 1 Kings 17. Misha, I'm proud of everyone. I'm going to say this while you go and you log on and get your watch party started. I am so proud of everyone who decided to do something with their life. I'm excited for everyone who is getting up and you're going to get it. God bless you, Constance Flemings. It's so good to see you. I honor you. Constance Flemings, I told you, Fred and I have people around us that have been married for years. She has been married for 47 years to her husband, Evangelist Constance Flemings. It's so good to have you personally in my circle. Constance Flemings, she's got 47 years. Let's go to the Word of God. I want you guys to click, tag, and share because God does care. I see Curry, the Curry family is on here. I won't say what Curry family it is, but I'm so honored. Mona Lisa Howard, you're beautiful too, Elisa. God bless you all. Harris, here we go. I want to talk about where we are right now. We are in the middle of a famine in two folds. We're in the middle of a spiritual famine because the churches have become very empty. Thank God we have not. Missy Starr, God bless you. The churches have become very empty and leaders don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. And so they're petitioning the heavens, I guess, privately to give public declaration about our next move as a country. And so I'm saying there's two things happening in the earth. Spiritually, there is a famine, and naturally, there's a famine somewhere in some part of the world, country, city, state, or zip code. Someone was in my inbox and said, I'm waiting for God, and I have not gotten anything. And so she is waiting for God to move in the area of finances and employment. And God says, hold on, because I told y'all the month of September, things are going to happen, and the world is going to open up as you know it. September, October, November, you're going to see a crush of that's my way of saying a crush of new employment is going to open, and so doors and windows are going to fly open and fall off the hinges for you because the world has to move and economy is right. And so now we're looking for things to do. What do I do now that I don't have a job and I'm working from home? Allows me to have multiple streams of income, and my health, I didn't have health care, but you're going to see that health care is going to shift and you're going to have it. Come on, y'all know open enrollment is starting, so things are going to happen in the healthcare field. And everyone who is under the sound of my voice, you're getting ready to walk into a newness of light in the new normal. I'm gonna say it again. You get ready to walk in the newness of light in a new normal. This new normal had to be created for you. I'm gonna say it again. This new normal had to be created for y'all, for us. 2,142 people under the sound of my voice. So here we go. Now Elijah, the Tishbit from Tishba. See, I love my husband because he prolifically says these words. He loves, I'm gonna go far as back to say Yiddish, Aramaic, Hebrew. He loves this. He was so dynamic Sunday, wasn't he? He loves this. And so he would say these words very, very good. In Gilad said to Ahab, as the Lord of God of Israel lives, as the Lord God of Israel live, whom I serve, there will be neither dew, rain in the next few years except at my word. So, Sarah, I love you, Sarah Smiles. I love you. I love you. And my girl, Kay, I love y'all. And so what he's saying, he's saying that there is something happening in the land called a famine. There is something happening in the land. It's called where the brooks are going to dry up and the water is going to go left. Understand, I never will forget when I was in Africa and I saw the Voltarian Dam where they had the biggest, it was the biggest man-made lake in the world. And so as I begin to stare at this dam, I begin to say, this is amazing that the water system has a level of control. It blew my mind because the water was controlled, but there was no water coming out because they told us over in Ghana, you can't drink the water. It just didn't make sense to me. But this, what's happening in the Bible is saying there's going to happen to the water system where God is going to allow the water system for a few years to dry up. We're praying for the fires over in California. The brush fires is going as far as burning up the state of New Jersey. And so, Father, I ask thee, O King, as your servant, send the rain. Please have mercy and send rain. And so here they're waiting for the rain. The word of the Lord said to the prophet Elijah, I want you to do something, Elijah. I'm going to give you some instructions. 2,261 people. God says, don't do anything until I give you my instructions. So he gave Elijah in the middle of nothing. He said, I'm going to give you my instructions. He said, now follow my instructions, Elijah. Leave here. Most of you are trying to get out of a circumstances, but you don't have the courage to leave it. Most of you want to get through something, but you don't want to go through nothing. And so God says, in this famine, can you obey my instructions? In this famine, would you be obedient when you're in the middle of a crisis? So Elijah was in the middle of a crisis in the land, and he says, this is the best time to give you instructions is when you don't know what to do. Now, I want you, Elijah, to leave here. He said, turn eastward and hide with Kerith Ravin, east of Jordan. He's given instructions in the middle of a famine. I am going to say this. You have to understand that the best time for God to speak when there is no silence at all. No one say, God says, I'm speaking right now. You sitting around in a pandemic, just quiet, waiting for God's instructions. But what happens in the middle of chaos, you pay attention to the noise. Meaning this, you pay attention to unemployment. I got it. You pay attention to the pandemic of COVID. I get it. You pay attention to what the doctor said. I get it. But God said, with everything that is going on, can you pay attention to my voice? See, understand, things are made to distract you from focus. Things are made to distract you from hearing the voice of God. In the middle of a pandemic, God says, what I'm doing is speak. Mass hysteria, I'm going to say this, will get you off focus real quick. Mass hysteria will get you to miss God. But God says, the day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. Can you do that? And so in the middle of a famine, he began to speak. He says, go now. God speaks through his prophets. Amos 3:7 says there's nothing he wouldn't reveal to his prophets, his servants unaware. So in the middle of chaos, God speaks to the prophets. You know why? Because people are too busy running around, and we've got to focus in hearing God. He says, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, and you are going to drink. Okay, see, that's a misnomer to me. It doesn't make sense, Sarah. It doesn't make sense because you're trying to tell me that I'm going to drink in the middle of a famine. You're trying to tell me I'm getting ready to drink when there's no water at all. In the middle of a pandemic, you're trying to tell me that I'm going to be healed. In the middle of trying to conceive a child, you get ready to say, I'm going to bear a child. In the middle of God in heaven knows, I'm sitting at the food pantry line. You're trying to tell me that I'm going to supply the need according to the riches and glory. In the middle of them laying me off, you're trying to tell me I'm going to have multiple streams of income. And that's why in a pandemic, in a situation of fear, you've got to tap into your faith and trust God. He's speaking. Go to the brook. Really? Yes, go to the brook. He said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to petition and have ravens, scavengers, might I add, to supply the need for you. Food is going to meet you there. What do you mean? Yes, I'm saying in the middle of nothing, I'm going to give you everything. God knows. In the middle of a pandemic, I'm going to be your provider. Hold on, God. It seems impossible. Yes, you're right. It does. Why would I tell Elijah to go somewhere where the impossible situation is waiting for, and I'm going to show him just a little bit? So God is saying, what I'm going to do right now, Gene Jones said, preach faster. He said, what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to give you a double portion and favor in the middle of chaos. But in order for you to get it, you got to hear me. Watch this. I'm going to send scavengers. Now watch this. So he did. See, y'all not paying attention. Are you tapping into your faith in the middle of your fear? Hold on. He said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send the ravens to supply your needs in the middle of nothing. It's going to get good. He said, what I'm going to do, he said, I'm going to listen to the Lord. So he did it. And what the Lord told him happened. He went to Kerith Ravin, east of Jordan, and he did something, y'all. I'm gonna need you to start a watch party. Someone said send the rain. Don't worry, it's gonna rain over in California very quickly. Hear me. What happened was he obeyed God, but he stood still after. He stood still, Majilam, in the middle of a pandemic. He followed God, but he waited. He followed God, but he stood still. He followed the instructions, but he stood still and did not move to his next directive. See, the Bible says that all things are lawful, but not expedient unto men. And most of you, you're not waiting for God's instruction. You moving, and now you in a mess. Most of you, you're not following God's instructions, but you did it anyway because it's in your feeling. It's how you feel. What I feel. No, God says, I'm going to confirm what you feel, because the Spirit of the Lord is a great instruction. You paying attention? So he stayed there. You told me to move, God. Thank you for that, God. I saw that. But you want me to do what? I want you to stay right there. Hold on. See, what you did is you stayed still when you should have moved. He said, now move here. Go quickly. Work while it's day. But you moved, but you kept on moving. God said, move, but wait for my instruction. That's right. And God says he waited for this instructions. And God told him, the raven began. Watch this. That's why you need patience when God is working. The raven brought him bread, and he brought meat in the morning. He brought bread and meat in the evening, and he did drink from the brook. Bridget E. Pitcher, listen to me. With 2,000, 3,700 folks under the sound of my voice, petition yourself for provision. I've got to say this because most of you really don't understand where you are. And God says, what I'm doing now is I'm positioning you for provision. He said, I'm positioning you in provision because you don't think that I can provide. But it doesn't make sense to me, God. Why would you have me to do an impossible thing with a situation that looks bleak? Why would you have me to do the impossible thing in a way that I don't even know my own way? God says, that's good. He said, because I speak in the impossible. Now watch this. I got 3,000, well, it's 3,014 folks and counting under the sound of my voice. I want you to understand that in the pandemic, God gives instructions. It blew my mind, husband, because the Bible said that what he did. And second, listen to me, watch this. Write this down in 1 Kings 17:2. It says that what Elijah did is he hid. Oh, they don't get this. See, God will hide you in the middle of a pandemic. Golda, how you doing, baby? We're praying. What God will do, he will position you to be hidden. God, y'all don't understand that? Hold on. See, understand that God's greatest gifts come in a camouflage. He said, don't even let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And God done told y'all to do something. But instead of being quiet in this season, you told him what God said. Hold on. Don't say nothing until the manifest. Come on, y'all. Don't say nothing until the dirty birds manifest themselves. Hold on, Atlanta. Please don't get excited. What am I saying? See, God said the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just. And the wealth of the wicked was just in a dirty bird's mouth. Because y'all don't understand the nature of a scavenger bird. A scavenger's bird is to steal, kill, and destroy. Oh, y'all know it's September and we all waiting for the pumpkin spice coffee. We're all waiting in all kind of colors and pumpkins. But oh, you know good and well what happens during harvest season. They get all kind of scarecrows and stuff. Hold on, don't get too deep, because farmers use these things to scare away the scavengers. But instead of scaring away the scavengers, y'all got married to some of them. Oh God, instead of scaring the scavengers away, y'all allowed them to come and eat up your crop. Somebody said, my God, hold on. And God said, what is done in secret, he gonna reveal it. But hold on, I've got to give you instructions. Oh, y'all don't understand what's happening. I'm gonna be careful, Sarah, not to say it, but there's something happening around the world. And God says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wealth of the wicked and store it up just for you. And y'all don't understand, the scavenger bird could have eaten the very thing that God commanded him to give his servant. Watch this. See, God will always have a ram in a thicket with 2 feet. And you don't understand why they there, and you know they have a bad nature. But God said, I'm going to use them to bless you. Go to court, sugar. They're going to pay you what they owe. Somebody said, come on here, Pastor. 3,000 folks under the sound of my voice with 218 following on YouTube. God said, listen to me. He said, what I'm doing in this season, I'm using the scavengers. He said, I'm using the most peculiar people to do the most powerful things for you. He said, they gonna have a bad character, but I'm gonna use them to bless you. Those enemies that you was walking with, they're about to be your footstool to take you higher. See, the scavengers bird's character is that they would steal, they would eat it, they would, they'd go in there, they'd take your eye. Let me tell you something. If I get another scavenger on Facebook stealing my ideas and my stuff, I ain't going to lose my mind, but I'm going to sit back and watch God. Because God said, what I'm doing is now I'm using the peculiar, and they ain't going to be afraid to do what I say and follow my instructions. Michelle, stop laughing. Fred is following. Listen to me. God says, when I'm positioning you for provision, what I'm going to do, he says, someone said I'm walking heaven. Not yet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you instructions. Now, I'm going to start a watch watch party because it's about to get good. See, something happens. He said, what the enemy meant for bad. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it for my good. See, when God has you in a position of being hidden, this is what happens. To be hidden means this, that you're not in sight of view of something, that you are considered concealed. And see what God says, everything that's happening to you is my strategy. It's to conceal you. He said, Elijah, what I've got to do, I've got to send you somewhere and conceal you for such a time as this. And y'all think that the hell that you went through was to kill you. He said, no. He said, that was my great camouflage. And I'm going to provide. That was the place that God says, why would I reveal something so somebody would not follow the instructions of God? He said, if I told you what I was doing, you just might mess it up. So what I've got to do, Sarah, he said, I got to conceal you for a season. I've got to conceal you and make folks think that it ain't going to manifest. I've got to conceal you so folks can say, it's impossible. It is. But what y'all know what God, all things are possible. To conceal means to be hidden or not in notice of someone's view. See, you don't get it. Y'all don't understand. Paul, he was blinded for 3 days until Ananias said, listen here, I got to do what? See, God used the scavenger and knocked him off his beast. God to bless you. Someone said, phew, 3,232 people on the sound of my voice. Watch this. See, God says, what I'm going to do in this pandemic, he said, I'm going to give you a strategy, and it's to hide me. What do you mean? Those, listen to me, he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High. Y'all get it now. See, in this pandemic, we are hidden, y'all. In this pandemic, you hidden underneath a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, come on, y'all. You know when God says that you're going to do something you don't believe in, he said, good. Your unbelief, that's all right. You got faith. That's what I need you to tap into. Never mind what you believe. You go and receive because your faith said it shall be so. Watch this. Elijah moved. He moved in the middle of a pandemic. How many of you are that brave that you could go and apply for a mortgage in the middle of a pandemic? How many of you are that brave that you could go into a doctor's office and say, you ain't gonna be my doctor no more? I believe God. How many of you are that brave in the middle of a pandemic? You can move. Watch this. You can move spiritually or you can move naturally. God, in order to move financially, you've got to do something. Hold on. Do something. Open your mouth and say something. That's a song. Say something. Say something. Say something. But I believe God. I believe that God gonna give me everything that I need because you told me I couldn't have it. See, God moves with the impossible, Sheikah Clark. God moves when you say that he ain't working. Watch this. All of y'all waiting for the word from the prophet. God's speaking. God, but y'all too mad at him to hear. Watch this. God speaks in the pandemic. He speaks with the impossible. He said, because y'all thinks that my silence is silence. He said, but no, my silence is to camouflage my skill set. And y'all don't understand. God says that I'm positioning you for the provision. The instructions is this: 3,236 people. He said, I am giving you instructions in the middle of y'all not hearing my voice. What do you mean 3,236 people? I'm simply saying that God is speaking. He said, now that you hear me, he said, will you move? Now that you hear me, will you activate your faith? Now that you hear me, would you please understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? He says, hear me. Follow my instructions. Understand this. I'm going to blow your mind. I want you to have a watch party. Listen to me. 3,236 people watch me. My husband, you got my back, baby. See, watch this. See, y'all, I'm going to just use my man for a minute. He mine, and I could say to him. See, y'all think that finding an impossible good man is hard. And God said, no, it ain't, because I'm going to show you. See, I'm only speaking out of my own. Okay, see, God will always give you the impossible. It depends on how well you follow his instruction. And he said, what I want you to do in this pandemic, I want you to apply for it. But I don't qualify. Yes, you do. What I want you to do is go buy it. But I ain't going to qualify. Yes, you will. But I want you to go in there and tell the doctor, this is my last doctor's visit. But no, yes, you can. What I'm going to do is say, I'm going to take your little medication. I am. But I'm going to believe God for complete healing. See, don't hate me because of my faith. And folks don't understand with 3,246 people watching that God said, I'm providing. He said, I've got to position you for unbelief, not of me, but of people. See, it kills me because why would God tell this man in the middle of a drought that I'm going to give you water? Why would he tell this man in the middle of famine, I'm going to feed you? So, see, in God's instruction, watch this. He gives instructions when there is no instructions given around the world. Watch this. We got instructions, right? It says, wear a mask. The instructions given is that we ought to wear a mask. That's the instructions. Because of this pandemic, now y'all know to wear glasses and to talk, I'm a fog up. And if you eat a mint, it's gonna be a problem. So the problem is, in a pandemic, they tell you to wear a mask. Now we're gonna do that. They tell you in a pandemic that there's getting ready to have something called the death of real estate. In this pandemic, they tell you that the essential workers, thank you, the essential workers now are tired because now they don't know what to do. And so now they're giving us all these instructions. Okay, I can't do this right now. Hold on for a minute. I gave myself a little ear. In the middle of this pandemic, what we have given instructions. Some may follow the instructions and some may not. In the middle of this pandemic, because of the COVID pandemic, folks have lost their job. Watch this. In this middle pre-existing condition, folks allow this condition to make the first condition worse. Watch this. In the middle of this pandemic, there's somewhere some woman that used to have a whole lot of hair, bald-headed because she can't do the math. In the middle of this pandemic, schools now are closing somewhere because they try. Y'all realize, what am I saying this now? I'm saying this because we have created a mess because we really don't know what to do. In the middle of a pandemic, God says, I know what to do. You've got to hear my instructions in order for me to position you, to give you provision in this pandemic. 3,445 people. God says, follow the instructions. But there is no instructions. The churches are closed and no leaders is speaking. Except for Fred and I and the apostle and Michelle, my sister. Hear me. 3,648 people. The abundance of life shall pour out in this pandemic. Shabasa. He said the scavengers now are scrounging around under the sea, and now they're in a position that they have no choice under the sea to bring things that we didn't know that were happening around the world to light. Watch this. He said it in the word of God. He said in Jeremiah, I am God, declares the Lord. He said, I'm not far away. Can a man hide himself in a secret place and no one can find him? He said, what I'm going to do, he said, did I not tell you? I created the heavens and the earth, said the Lord. That's Jeremiah. Watch this. Why am I saying this, man and woman of God? I'm saying this. In the pandemic, he will produce it. In the pandemic, he will produce it. We did not realize it was so much. Can I say this, Sarah? We did not know that systematic racism was so real until, this pandemic. We did not realize that stuff was so bad until this pandemic. And God said, what I'm doing is I'm pouring out my spirit upon all flesh. He said this. He said, I am providing in the pandemic because folks don't realize it's the positioning of hiding them until the rightful time. He said, now what I've been doing all these years, I've been positioning them for greatness, and the pandemic that shall reveal it all. He said the positioning happens when the world is in position to receive. And so now what we're doing, Latoya Thompson, we've been positioned as a country, positioned as a society, positioned as a community to God knows. Oh, things are going to change. I'm going to get cakes and pies happy because of what's about to happen. Because now I'm in a position for him to provide. The instructions were given in this pandemic, just like it was given with Elijah. He said the positioning is what folks panic about. It's the positioning that causes the panic. It's the instruction that causes folks to lose their mind up in here. And God says, I'm speaking. Don't allow the pandemic to get you to miss God. He said in the instruction he gave Elijah, he said, hear God. He said, hear God when it sounds impossible. He said, hear God when it sounds impossible. God, see, God is saying, can you trust me when you can't see me? Can you trust me when you can't? The day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. He put Elijah in a position where he could have said, this is impossible. There is no way that you're going to tell me I'm going to have a house in the middle of a real estate crisis. I told you months ago that God's positioning us because it's going to be attainable for you to obtain real estate. It's happening now. Google it. It's called the death of real estate. It's happening now. Hear me. I wish I could say it. Amazon is at $3,122 or $3,112 a share. Hold on. Y'all better study e-commerce and follow the email that I told you. See, God says what I'm doing is I'm positioning in the pandemic. Y'all don't get it. He said, hear my instruction. It sounds impossible. And God will tell you to do the possible in an impossible situation. Now, what I want to say this to you, I'm going to say this in a verbiage in which we've got to get a complete understanding, Tanya Harding. Hear me. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm going to say this because understand in medieval times or even in World War I or II, when the messenger would give a message that they did not like, they would take it out on the person who brought the word. So don't take this out on me, 3,365 people. Don't take it out on me. Some of y'all gonna lose some stuff during this pandemic. But some of y'all gonna gain a whole lot. See, understand, the messenger came to Elijah. Watch this. That's right, Tanya Harding got it. She said in this. See, the messenger came to Elijah, and he would have been offended if he would have looked at the messenger and said, you gonna feed me with some dirty birds? Hold on, wait a minute. All of my OCD people, this is your segment of the message. You mean to tell me that you're gonna give me food out of a mouth of a bird? Watch this. It's going to get real good. It's going to make sense. You mean to tell me that you're going to send me bread and food out of the mouth of a scavenger bird that eat worms and dead things and carcasses and all of that stuff? And God says, suppose I send you somebody to feed you and they did not look the part. Suppose I sent someone to bless you and they didn't look the part. Most of us shoot the messenger because we don't like the word we receive. Most of us shoot the messenger and God says, I'm going to use the small things to confide the wisdomatic of men. I'm going to give you everything you need in the most unusual way. I'm going to give you everything. If I gave you the vision, it's my job to provide the provision for you to get it. It ain't my job to tell you how I'm going to do it. Just trust me and follow my instructions in the middle of the pandemic. Most of you, what it says, you get out of here. That's not God. Most of you miss God and don't even know what God looked like. God will send the most unusual circumstance to bless your life. Y'all don't get it. Gosh, shave his spot said I'm in the vein, cakes and bars. 3,663 people under the sound of my voice. God says during this pandemic, he said, I got the power to produce. And in this pandemic, it ain't gonna look like the way you said it's supposed to. Somebody said I'm screaming. He said, I know the beginning and the end of the thing. Isaiah 41:10 says, fear not, for I am with you. He said, be not dismayed. I am going to strengthen strengthen you, and I'm going to help you wherever you go. It says it in Isaiah 41, and God says, even right there where you are, I'm going to help you. Hold on, wait a minute. You want me to go in this raggedy mortgage company? I know you ain't sending me to a mom and pop mortgage company. Yes, I am. But you know, this mortgage company, I won't say the name because I don't want to get in trouble. They do mortgages all over the world. God says, do you trust me? We'll go up in there. Well, there are only 2 people working, and they smell funny. They ain't even got a good filing system. God says, go in there. You want me to go see, well, what kind of doctor? This doctor? Well, this is the best doctor they got around the world. God says, no, I want you to go see that doc. What? No, I want you to stop eating that. And God will tell you something hard to do. And you will fight him tooth and nail because you said, hey, Naaman said, Naaman, I want you to go and you're going to be well. I am going to be well. Yeah, you're going to get skin. It's going to be beautiful like a baby's bottom. For real? Oh, yeah, it's going to be nice and pretty. Because right now, Naaman King, you ain't looking too hot. You got eczema. What's them bumps? And God says, I'm going to send you down and you're going to dip. And you shoot the messenger. Get out of here. And God says, wait a minute. You missing the mark because you said it's supposed to look the way you say. Go dip. Can you send me to this river? This river is better. You want me to go dip in the swamps in Florida. I want to go to the spa. That's what you say. You ask God to help you, but now you want to dictate how he's supposed to do it. If you don't receive your blessing and rest in the Lord, and God says, what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to use the peculiar, the unusual, the scavengers, and it ain't going to look right, but it's going to be right. Your job is follow my instruction and do it. Elijah followed the instruction. He heard God. He moved and he waited. He moved and he waited. He moved and he waited. He did not allow everything that was going on to distract him from moving according to God's instruction. That's where you went wrong. He said, it sounds impossible, but I trust God. Watch this. It sounds impossible, 3,472 people, but it's God. It sounds impossible, Sarah, but it's God. It sounds impossible, Alicia Williams, but it's God. Now, what I want you to do, I don't want you to judge. I don't need you in this season to judge how I bless you. See, that's why it kills me. Everybody got something to say. I love it when folks got something to say, how God always uses me to punch them in the mouth. I'm not advocating violence. I'm speaking, parably. See, people always judge you. I got shot. J-Lo, don't they do that? They always judge you, but they don't know the back. Listen, have you ever went to go buy something and it ain't your size? Angela M. Tyson is saying, have you ever went to go buy something and it wasn't your size? And you say, do you have this in my size? And they say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the back. I'm going to go in the back and I'm going to see. And they go in the back. Right, Fred? Right, Shell? Right, Eddie? They go in the back, and they just don't come back with one size. They come back in your size with 3 different colors. Watch this. God says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the unusual to give you more than what you bargained for. He said, what I'm going to do is because you trust me in my instruction. He said, I ain't just going to give it in your size. I'm going to give it in all kind of colors. And you look at it, you go, oh, I like this color. Oh, and it's 20% off. It's 20% off. And you come out with more than what you bargained for because you had patience to wait for them to say, stay right here, let me check. See, most of you miss God because you just get an attitude. Well, why you ain't got it in my size? You know I'm a big woman. Black women got rolls. I've done that too. I'm very quick to go in the store and be like, yo, no, everybody not wearing a size 0 and a size 6. I don't care how much I wear this old raggedy waist trainer. It's really not working. My nerves is shot. I done make McDonald's 4 times. I ate 3 Big Macs, 2 orders of fries, and I dipped it in dip. So you're going to have to come back here with a size 14 because this ain't going to work. Y'all need to get, black people got money too. So y'all, I like stuff on sale. And so I go in boutiques and I'm like, yo, what you doing? And they miss it because they judge me when I come in the door. I went to college, I went to college. I went to patience is a virtue. I went to college. In college, they teach you about geographics, and I'm like, no, the geographics in this community says that I don't live here, but I was driving, I saw a nice sweater in the window, and you go in there because you don't fit the size. They don't shop for you because you don't live in their communities. And then I go in there and be like, you don't think we got cars? We drive by. We want to just come in there and see if you may happen to have a 14. Y'all know what I'm saying? And God says, hold on. It's like you gonna go in one of them stores and they're like, yeah, we got your size. We just don't got your size. We got all kind of colors. Yeah, girl, this fit. Really? Really? For real? Yeah. Someone said, I'm sowing now. Girl, if you're smart, you'll stick $27 in the ground and watch God. And God says, can you sacrifice in this season? Yeah, absolutely. People say, how you find Fred? A good man is hard to find. Y'all, I'm almost finished my book. A good man a good woman is hard to find. It's hard. And God said, watch the leader. No, it ain't. She follows the instruction. And God said, will you follow my instruction? I sure did. I sure did. I sure did. And God says, I'm positioning you, but you won't have patience. I'm positioning you, but you don't even have patience to trust the process of me providing for you. The whole world is in a position to bless the people who never had anything in their life. And God is saying, I am totally positioning them. He positioned Elijah in the middle of a famine. Elijah didn't shoot the messenger. He followed God's instruction. Elijah even left with a full stomach and went to go see a woman, knocked on her door and said, hey, what's up, son? How you doing? Well, we just going to make a cake and we going to die. No, you ain't going to die because God told me to knock on your door. And he's going to give you that and then some. Matter of fact, go get your bases. You're going to have more than enough. Because it's imperative to listen in the family. Not only did he get everybody associated, got in the family because he followed the instructions of God. Went to the lady's house, saved her and her son. In the pandemic is where it matters. It's the positioning in the pandemic that he provides. And God said this morning, he said, I am positioning them for provision right here. Go do what? Oh, no. Apply for what? I'm going to put up this testimony. This girl, she put in my inbox. She said, prophet, she says, I need a job. I got 2 offers. I said, no, in fact, it's not 2 offers. It's going to be 3. And the third one is going to give you more than the first 2. And she, as soon as she said, okay, she went and I'm going to put it up. She said, you are right, woman of God. They got a 3rd position. And I don't know what to do. It's more than ever. I said, girl, you better trust God in the middle of a pandemic. And y'all better go apply for it right now. You better go open businesses. You better do it because God said, I positioned the world. Doctors are hungry now. Look, he ain't taking no new patients to 2022. That ain't true. This world get ready to open up when people going to be hungry for patience. And now it's going to be so hungry for patience until they going to change health care. And they ain't got nothing to do with November. They ain't got no choice but to change it now. He said, what I've got to do, I've got to position. He said, in the middle of this pandemic, I'm positioning them. And so position yourself for the provision. I see 27 today for my provision in this pandemic. Because God knows in this pandemic, 2020 was the best year of my life. And not too many people could say that. 2020 with 3,480 people watching me. 2020 was the best year of my life in a pandemic. Elijah, I know what you're talking about. From one prophet to another. It was the best year of my life. The best year. And how does that happen? Someone said, I got my car after walking around it 7 times like you said. I promise you. I am Pastor Jamel. Someone else said it was the best year of my life too. You follow these instructions. God, he gave me the formula for blessing. He gave it to me. And I'm trying to teach the people of God, Fred and I and Michelle, we're trying to teach the people of God how to get it, how to be happy. You ain't got to sit there and be miserable for the rest of your life. You ain't got to take people's abuse and being walked on. You ain't got to sit back and I'm coming. Someone's in my inbox talking about God bless you, woman of God. I'm coming. You ain't got to sit back and just let folks, you can open up businesses. You ain't just because you black, you ain't got to sit up and be the whooping boy. Absolutely not. You can have good credit. I'm getting the 800 Club. I want everybody, you got to get you a jar and save $100. See what stock is. I think Nike is at $119 a share. I'm not sure. Y'all could just take a month and stop buying stuff and say, I'm going to have a piece of something. I want to teach you 3,000, it's over 6,072 people. I want y'all to get it. I want y'all to get it. 3,678 people. I want y'all to be better. And y'all could be better because you're positioning yourself. Because God said, I had to position you now to get things that you never would have gotten. He did it to Elijah. Why can't he do it for us? And he can. Someone said it. The best time to buy stock investment is now. Penny stock. Study it. You can do it. You can do it. I guarantee if you stop buying bundles or J's and I'm talking about my beautiful people. I can say what I want to my beautiful black people because I live in a community. I live in a community and I know them. You can have whatever you want if you just follow the instructions of God. You hear me? I love you guys. I promise you, get up, get out, and go get it. Because God says, now what I've done is I've positioned you. I position you for the provision. God bless you all. It's time to go. I see you. It's time to go.